YouTube, this is PZS in here. So, first of all, happy Labor Day weekend to all of you. So, what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be attempting to fix my iMac. What I'm doing right now is actually step one. I'm taking my shoes and socks off so I don't build up any static electricity or anything. So, for those of you who haven't seen my last video, we have a problem with this iMac. However, unlike usual, it's actually not graphics card related. It is actually hard drive related. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to turn this thing on just so I can show you what's going on here. So we get the bong. And then we get a white screen. Now this white screen will sit here for a good little bit. It just sort of depends on, I guess, what mood it's in or whatever, because it seems to be pretty random, the amount of time that this thing will actually sit here. But after a little while, or in some cases a while, you will see blinking folder with a question mark, as you can see. Now, what this means is that the computer cannot find where the operating system is located. All right, it cannot figure out where Mac OS 10 is actually located. So therefore, it has nothing to boot off of. So that's what this means. Now, during some of my diagnostic attempts with my Snow Leopard install disk, which if you just insert into the super drive, it'll automatically just load it up and boot to that. I have actually discovered that the problem seems to be that my hard drive is actually not even plugged in right now. I don't really know how this could have potentially happened, but I think what has gone wrong here is that we have a loose connection on the inside. The SATA connector, that plugs the hard drive in, has actually come loose. Today I am feeling mighty adventurous, just as I have about a year ago from today, because, about this time last year I actually installed Mountain Lion on this thing, when it had a very unstable graphics card, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. That was successful, so perhaps this even more adventurous endeavor will be successful as well. I certainly do hope so. So let's go ahead and let's get into this. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure that the computer is entirely powered off. Alright, so step one was successful, so hopefully the rest of these steps will be successful. Step two is you want to disconnect the power, which is back here. Again, step two was successful. So far this is pretty easy. Step three, you want to remove any peripherals. So far that's just the keyboard. So drop that down there. And then step four, go ahead and clear off your desk a little bit. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to move these various bits and pieces over here for the time being. Alright, there we go. So, first four steps were a success. Now, let's go ahead and let's start getting into this here. Okay, so I guess what we could actually call the first true step of fixing this thing is that we need to remove both the RAM cover and the RAM itself. Now, if you don't know how to get to the RAM is actually in these 2008 models. It's actually underneath the computer. So what I want to do is I want to slide this forwards to about here. Then I'm going to angle this up so I have a very easy access to the RAM, which you can't really see. So, yeah. Okay, so basically to get the RAM out, and hopefully I can do this because I'm not sure if this screw is actually stripped or not. What you want to go ahead and do is you want to go ahead and put a Phillips screw in there, and then just start unscrewing it. And is that actually loosening? I think so. Yeah, it is. Alright, so go ahead and there we go. The screw is actually part of the door. And then, let's see, how well can you guys see this? Not particularly great. Let me see if I can find a flashlight or something to aid in this. Well, I do not know where a flashlight is, and I don't really feel like spending forever on this particular project, and that could already be a thing. So, first thing I want to do is I'm going to touch the bezel. I'm actually going to place both hands on the bezel. One thing I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know is that I do not currently have a proper anti-static strap or an anti-static mat or any of that stuff. It would really be nice if I had one, but simply I don't. So yeah, I'm just going to go and touch this and to go ahead and discharge into the base. I'm going to actually leave my hand here because I think I can do this one-handed. Now, when you're looking up here, you'll see, where is it? You will see little pieces of tape. Ew, it's dusty in there. Ugh. I wish I had some compressed air too. Here we go. Blow the dust out. Ugh. Wow, that's really dusty. Whoa, you missed it, but my little access door started spinning amusingly. So what you want to do is you want to grab this, and do we need to pull both of these at the same time? Let's see, I think one. So you pull on both of them, I guess. Or no, let's pull on just one. Yeah, you pull on just one, and then one stick comes out. That's right, they're side by side. For some reason I was thinking they're on top of each other. So we have one stick of RAM. I'm going to go and set that there. And then we have, just pull on them like that and they'll pop out. 2 sticks of RAM. I'll hold it like that. That's probably the better way to do it. Just like so. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, I'm not going to keep them there. So that is step 1. You can go ahead and bring this back down. Do not reinstall the access door. I believe that this is one of the barriers to, or I believe that is one of the screws that kind of holds the bezel in place. That is right, guys. In order to gain access to the hard drive, you need to get a little bit on the surgical side. So let's go ahead and set these 2 bits of RAM over here. And let's continue this adventure. Bam, if you've done all that correctly, then your iMac will now be a MacBook. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, this right here is ifixit.com. This is going to be what I'm going to use. Now it says right here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. Actually, there's no way you can see that, so let me go ahead and let me do a little bit of this. Oh. iMac Intel EMC 2133 and 2210. So, let me go ahead and make sure that is going to work. Where's the EMC? Alright, so if I just made a cut there, I was actually looking at the wrong iMac model. I was looking at a 20-inch, not a 24-inch. Now this is a iMac Intel 24-inch EMC 2134. I don't really know what that means. What is the EMC? I don't know where that's located. I don't know how to find that. Ethernet ID, assembled in China. EMC 2211, which, okay, there we go, I found it. I'll actually show you where that's located, in fact. The EMC is located on this sticker. It is right, I'm probably going to need a pointer or something. Right there. I hope you can see that EMC number. I know my sticker is upside down right now, but there you go. Anyways, okay, let's go and get into this, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and bring some light in. So we've already done step 1, which is my room. It is there's a big pile of stuff over here. Okay, and I'm back. So I'll make sure that my caffeine on this iMac is on, just so that way it won't fall asleep on me when I desperately need to access it. Alright. Okay. Actually, before we go ahead and get into this, I want to go ahead and make a few pointers, because I believe I deleted a clip where I actually talked about this already. Very important. And this is actually a little bit annoying because I can't really do this. However, if you're going to be working on your own electronic equipment, I would make sure that you have some sort of anti-static wrist strap or anti-static mat. As it would just so happen to turn out, I have neither. And actually I don't even really have a good workstation that I could actually use that at. So yeah, also, again, but this is kind of my only option, I wouldn't really suggest you do this on a bed. Just, you know, there's better options out there. However, this is what I've got. This is the best I can actually do unless I wanted to do this on carpet, which is probably even a worse idea. So yeah, luckily I'm standing on hardwood floor, and because of the fact that I don't actually have an anti-static strap, I'm going to be frequently touching any metal thing, basically the computer, because the computer is basically metal. So there we go, just a bit of a pointer for you. Now, the first thing we're going to need to do is actually the most bizarre step. I'm going to actually scoot this over here, because I know I'm going to need a little bit of space, because basically the three largest components, unfortunately, need to come out. And when I say the three largest components, I mean the three largest components in terms of size. So the first step is that we need to actually take the glass off. Now the way that this happens is actually pretty simple. You just take a suction cup. In this case I'm going to use a pencil sharpener because that is what we have. I'm going to clean it off a little bit with my pants just to get it. I am shirtless, by the way, because it's hot in here, and I don't want to build up any unnecessary electrostatic. I am wearing pants, so you be thankful for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right in the middle, alright? Now if you have two, you'd want to put them sort of here and here and pull up, but if you only have one, you can still do this. Just put it right smack dab in the middle. Activate the suction cup power, and pull up. Okay. I'm going to actually set this right here. I also want to go ahead and I want to take the suction cup off of it, because the suction cup is weak as it is, and I don't want it to sort of lose grip and me not know about that. Step 2. We have some screws. They are T6 holding the aluminum bezel. The 4 on the front are supposedly different than the ones out here. So, worth noting. Yes. So, let's go ahead and let's get unscrewing. The bottom 4 will actually go in the bottom Zippo box, and the top 4 will go in the top Zippo box. We have a stain right there. That's lovely. Okay. I actually am starting. Okay. All of those screws have just been removed. Now, one of these two right here, and I wasn't filming that because I figured that would be a little bit boring, but either this one or this one is actually shorter than all the other ones. Now I have made note of that in my text edit document, but we'll just have to try it out. I put those in the eyesight because I'm pretty sure the one that I pulled out those next to the eyesight was actually a little bit shorter than all the other ones, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so what it wants me to do is it wants me to come at it like this. There we go. Now, my microphone cable is no longer attached. And then I'm just going to carefully lift up. I want to make sure that that is nice. Okay, so there we go. Holy crap. I must say, I'm a little bit screwed. Okay, so I decided that I would, I'm going to be cutting a lot of stuff out of there. I decided that I'm going to make this more of a, sort of a vloggy style video, or vlog style of video. What I just did was I just unplugged my, display sensor. Here it is. So, or actually this is the cable. So I want to keep that right there, just keep it out of the way. It's that one on the left, or on the right, you can see, it's even labeled it. So I went ahead and disconnected that. So I'm going to, when I take it, I'm going to set it on top of this box. Just to elevate it, you know, I think it'll be good, I think it'll be the best thing to do. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and let's continue. See you after the LCD has been removed and when it's all in focus. Alright, so it looks like the next thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to unscrew those T6 screws right there. That is the display data cable. Poor man's magnetic screwdriver. Oh, why did they have to ban buckyballs? Why? They don't have to be lethal. Just something I thought I'd go ahead and point out for anybody who might want to use this same set of instructions from ifixit.com. When it says that you want, when it says it's time to remove the display cable, the display data cable connector, it says to pull the attached plastic tab towards you and away from you, but it shows it in this perspective, which I was looking at it at. So when you're looking at it like this, what it means is, if you remember, most of the shots are shown from behind the iMac, so it wants you to pull it that way. So you're going to pull up and that way on the little plastic tab, and that is how it comes through. You'll see it even pivots up that way. So there you go. It's a little tip for you. Okay, scary times have just now ended. I just got the display cable up. Now, one of the guys in the comment section of the iFixit website said that he just decided to leave his display like this. He did not want to disconnect the display cable because, well, A, it's connected directly beneath the power supply, which is definitely not a good place to be playing around, and B, he didn't really want to break the connector, and I would imagine that it's a very, very fun time trying to plug that thing back in. So I'm going to do what he did, and I'm just not going to do that. So being very careful that there are no cables pinched, you can gain access to your hard drive right here. So what it looks, oh crap, it looks like right now this portion of, and crap, that is really close to that power supply, isn't it? Yeah, let me do this. Get my camera strap on. There's the super drive right there, which I was kind of wondering, is a little bit off kilter or something. It just seems like it's not pushing the discs out all the way. So it looks like it is currently connected. Okay, again, be careful. I don't want to touch these different circuits. So far it seems to be firmly connected to everything, which is a little bit annoying, because I wanted a I wanted to just check right here to see if that was plugged in all the way or not. My little SATA connection, as you can see. Well, I actually figured out a way to fully remove my LCD without having to mess with that connector under there. As it turns out, this also comes out, it can connect to the actual LCD panel itself, the inverter cable. So I just pulled that out, and now I actually have a full view of my computer here. So now I can actually get a better look as to what could be going on here. Now, I did already take note that where the heck is this thermal sensitive device on the hard drive that everyone talks about? Mine doesn't seem to presently have one at all. However, I do see this little dude right here. See that? I'm wondering if that could be it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm watching this video from Otherworld Computing, and we're going to see if that is in fact what that is. Hopefully he might even go in and show where it connects to the motherboard, where the hard drive connects to the motherboard, because that is, you know, these two connections here look very secure, which is a little bit annoying, but we shall see what happens. Okay, so even again, I've gone one step further than I intended. I've actually pulled the entire hard drive out. Ooh, it's an Western Digital 320GB blue. Caviar blue. So, what I've got is I've got this. Now, I'm not really sure. This is the, this came off of my Seagate Free Agent GoFlex external hard drive. See, I told you guys this would come in handy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this hard drive even works. Now, this is a USB 3.0 computer, so I would assume this would be able to be capable of powering it just off of USB power. If not, though, I could just take that drive apart and use its sort of its little interface board, whatever it's called, to plug into that, because that actually plugs into an AC power outlet. So we'll see what this does. I just want to take the simple approach first, just, you know, because I think this will work. So, alright, so here we go. Listen. I don't believe this thing is powerful enough to power it. Let's try... One of these ports is labeled as high power. I bet it might be this one. I'm not really sure, really. Nope. I imagine if I maybe even plugged in my computer, that might not even make much of a difference. But I do really want to see, is this drive bad? Because if it is bad, then I don't really want to continue exploring this. I'll know that I have a bad hard drive, and then I'll know that I need to replace it. So that's my thinking here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take out the hard drive that's currently in that, put this one into there, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I went ahead and gutted that external hard drive. Some of those parts are all over there. And I went ahead and put the main working components onto my iMac's internal hard drive. So now we can see if we can actually get this to work. So let's go ahead and start by plugging in the power. Oh, that's not a spark, don't worry. That's a status light. There we go. Listen. Well, that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and let's plug in the USB. Okay, plug it into the USB port. 3, 2, 1. Light turned on. Is that this one? Is that it clicking, or let me go into my disk utility. Well, that's odd. It's not even seeing it. Huh. Alright. Let me go ahead and let me bookmark what it was that I was watching. Bookmark. I want to take this one step further. Let me again go ahead and open up disk utility here. You hear that? Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this thing down. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down. Oh, yes, do save that, in fact. I believe that was saved to iCloud. Those are my screw notes for my iMac. Whew, I almost lost those. That would have been bad. Okay. Now, I'm going to hold my Option key down. I'm going to press the power button again. Oop, did I press it? Nope. There we go. Keep holding my Option key down until we get our cursor. It shouldn't take that long on this laptop. Oh, we got a blinker. Alright, so we got the Recovery HD. This thing is blinking. Let me actually unplug this. Plug it back in. And press the power button on this. Alright, get ready. Alright, so let me actually just cut power and reapply power. This isn't a good sign. I don't know if this thing, I'm pretty certain that see, I knew I heard a hard drive in my computer. Okay. So, see, this right here is not actually a hard drive. That's the recovery. The new Macs, after a certain time period, I think it was after maybe 2011 when Lion came out, rather than including recovery CDs, they made a partition on the hard drive itself. That's why it looks like I have two hard drives, but this is that's just like, you know, inserting a Snow Leopard disc into there. So that's just, you know, so I can go in and do something else in there. So yeah, we clearly seem to actually have a dead hard drive, which is a little bit surprising, I have to say. I don't really know what could have gone wrong in there. What do you know, eh? So it looks like actually the reason why my iMac is not booting is because it has a dead hard drive. That is a little bit disappointing. We will see what I decide to do. You see it's blinking again. We will see what I decide to do about that. Luckily, I do have a time machine backup, which is actually on that drive over there, sitting right behind the LCD panel, which I forgot to set on top of the box. So, but yeah, you can see we got this blinking again. So that is a little bit of a shame. Let me go ahead and let me just hit Macintosh HD here. You can see it's not blinking because it's accessing, it's blinking because we have an error. No bien, no bueno. So, I don't know, this thing could have very well overheated, because that little nub that I was showing you on my iMac was actually the temperature sensor, and it was not actually attached to the hard drive. I don't know if that's the fault of the technicians who are working on my graphics card. If it is, I could maybe let them know that they forgot to do that and my hard drive overheated. That iMac does get hot really easily. It doesn't really take long for that thing to actually get like insanely hot, and it'll get hot doing some of the most simple of things. You can see we're now booting up into this. So, like I say, this is not this hard drive. I'm going to unplug this just so there's no confusion. And there we go. You see we're even still logging in, and there's obviously nothing interfacing these things together. So, yeah, I guess now the thing is, can I get my iMac put back together? This will be fun, but that is what I plan to do, because I don't want to leave. I kind of want to get back. I kind of want to use my bed tonight, so yeah, I'll put it back together. And if I decide to maybe get a replacement hard drive for it, then that is what I shall do. But for the time being, my iMac is going to be out of commission. I will go ahead and I'll put this hard drive back in there, though, just so that way this isn't just laying around. Yeah, so there we go. I mean, yeah, it even kind of has that same sort of click of death sound to it, if you ever know what that sounds like. So I don't know what could have gone wrong here, but something clearly did, and that's no bien. No bueno. So let's go ahead and get everything put back together. And just for fun, how about we go ahead and do a time lapse of me reassembling my computer. That sounds like a plan, man. So let's do it. Starting the time lapse now. I should just do that again. Starting time lapse. And there we go. Put back together. I got as much of the fingerprints from the underside of the glass off as I could. I really didn't do that good of a job. I'll probably have to come back to that a little bit later. But what's important right now is that it is assembled. It doesn't look like I left anything out. You know, there is a hard drive over here, but that's the elevator. Like I said, that is for my external hard drive. So let's go ahead and set this thing back up. And now, will it boot? 3, 2, 1. Hello? Aha! It would help if I plugged it in first. Okay. Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. Well, that was a weird bong. What? Be quiet. Is it done? What could possibly have gone wrong? Oh wait. Lol. Forgot to put the RAM in. Figured I'd go ahead and give you guys a bit of a scare in case you've never heard that error message. Yeah, that means there's no RAM, so we gotta put the RAM in, obviously. Alright, now my poor camera battery is blinking away, so I have no idea if we're gonna last through this or not. So let's go ahead and scoot this up a little ways. There we are. Angle this that way. Can y'all still see? Kinda. Point y'all more so in that direction. There we are. RAM stick numero uno. I can't remember exactly how these go in. Let me see. I'm pretty sure, yeah, when I put it in I could not see the when I took them out, actually, what I should say is that the Crucial logo was not facing me, so let's go and do it this way. And I don't think it matters which stick goes where. Actually, it doesn't matter because I've previously experimented with that. Oh no, is this tape not going to come out for us? Ah, yeah, it is. Just comes out that way. So, here's one RAM stick. Little popping noise. Alright, and you just got to kind of push it in yourself. Both fingers on either side of the RAM and brace your other hand on top of the iMac and press. And repeat. After, of course, you take the piece of tape here and tuck it up underneath the iMac. Alright. RAM stick numero dos. It's going to come out. Just sort of a matter of getting it to go in there. And then fingers on either side of the thing, brace the top of the iMac, and push. It'll seat in there. Just really want to make sure it's seated perfectly. And go and tuck that away. Then you want to take your trusty RAM port cover, made of aluminum. Let's do it this way. There we go. And put it on here. Oh, there's a little bit of dust on it, I think. Yeah, where's my screwdriver? That'd be a very handy thing to go ahead and have handy. Lol, I said that twice. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that there. Okay, there we go. And screw it down. The screw is very finicky. I don't like it one bit. Alright, it looks like that's about as good as we're going to do on the RAM door. It is pretty flush on there anyway, so angle that back down, and let's actually see if this thing is going to boot up. This is actually where I'm a little bit scared, because I legitimately do not know what could happen. So I do know though that we will get a hard drive error message. So let's see what happens. Alright, for real now. Will it boot? I should have probably unplugged the iMac before doing the RAM thing. But I forgot, so please forgive me. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Got a bomb, got an LCD. If we get an Apple logo after our little, yeah, it looks like, well, let's see if we at least get that. I mean, it could just be that we have a white screen and maybe nothing can show up, which would be very sad. Actually, we'll actually test that out when it shows us the little error message. Let me go ahead. Well, the iMac is booting, of course, because that's the best idea in the world. I'm going to go ahead and scoot it back. And then I'm going to go ahead and place my trackpad back. I'm going to put these CDs back. Yeah. And we do still get that little logo. I am a little bit curious, though, what happens if I were to insert this disc? Is it going to still show its graphics properly, or did we really screw something up in that department? I think this should be sort of the way to end out this test, is to actually boot up into some sort of graphical user interface. And it'll let us see if the SSD, or if the the super drive still works. So yeah. Whilst that is happening, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this little Western Digital green hard drive with its or my little external hard drive assembly back together, because it's got some little screws. Okay, we do have an Apple logo right there. That is again from the what is it? That is from the super drive. Yeah, that's what it is. The CD-ROM drive. It's booting to that. And so that would mean that we would get an Apple logo right there. Alright, my magic trackpad is paired. I mean, it's probably about time for it to do something. My keyboard is not plugged in, so yeah, I forgot to plug that back in, so maybe it'll ask us to plug it in by the time it pops up. I just don't want to plug it in while it's booting, you know what I mean. Alright, let's see. Oh. Yay, graphics. Oh my gosh, guys. I was a little bit worried that I was probably going to mess up the LCD panel a little bit there. The LCD panel was the scariest step. 100% the scariest step. So I was really most worried about that. But as you can see, we do have this here. Again, if I hit continue, I don't know if you guys are going to really be able to see this. Let me go and hit agree. There are no hard disks that are showing up. So, unfortunately, the hard drive in there is dead. Like I said, if I decide that I want to work with that, then I might just see if I can replace the hard drive. But at present, that's not entirely of my biggest concerns right now. Also, I don't know if you saw it, but even though I know that the hard drive was dead, I did make sure that I taped the thermal sensor to the hard drive. So yeah. So yes. Actually, I really should have just left it untaped, so that way if they needed proof, I always overlook that stuff. Good grief. Oh well, guys. Anyways, that's gonna do it. let's go ahead and let's get my CD back. This is where I need to plug in my keyboard. I can see if USB still works, which it should, because I don't do anything with USB. Alright. Oh, quit. Restart. Holding down Alt. And the speakers definitely still work as well. Wow. It is so hot in here, you don't even know. Our air conditioning isn't working properly. Bam! There we go. Why isn't that disappearing? It should be disappearing by now. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. We now know that my iMac actually has a dead hard drive. So, there we go. Thank you all for watching. And adios. Now to edit this video. That'll be fun. Probably even more fun than doing this actual procedure. I mean that in a bad way. Good grief.